There are 7 phenomena that have occurred in Jewish history, which are totally unprecedented. No other nation has experienced these kinds of phenomena. And then, not only have they occurred, but they were all clearly prophesied, clearly foretold in the Torah. To go through them very quickly, it's the fact that Jews have been, throughout most of our history, scattered all over the world, been intensely persecuted, and that's had all kinds of forms. Often the reasons we're hated are contradictory. We hate you because you're rich, because you're poor, because you're capitalist, because you're communist, because you are parasites in our state, because you made your own state. It's just totally contradictory, and yet it's so intense. It's unlike any other hatred. And so you have all that, scattered, few in number, intensely persecuted, but we're still here. We've survived despite all that. And we transform the world's values. The majority of the world today worships the God of Abraham. Mental. And then on top of that, you have this bizarre relationship with the land where we live there, and we have the archaeological evidence for it. We were there 2,000 years ago. The land flourished and bloomed. And then we're scattered, and we're exiled from the land. And the land, no other nation claims sovereignty over it. It just becomes part of but no one actually captures it as their own. And it remains totally desolate. So it was once fertile, then it's desolate. And then we come back and the land blossoms again. And we reclaim our sovereignty. And it's like, either a land's fertile or it's not. And it's all clearly foretold. And for me, it became rational. It became more plausible to say that actually the author that wrote this, they weren't making an educated guess because there was no precedent to base it on. And it's more plausible to me in my mind to say that this was written, the author is who it claims to be. It is God. It is someone not bound by time. And that was a rational, something that I couldn't escape intellectually. A lot of people think they have to make a leap of faith to go towards religion. I felt I'd have to make a leap of faith not to go there. So for me, it was very important to have that intellectual grounding, but I had it. And then after that, a year later, I went on a trip to Poland, which had a very tremendous impact on me, especially given the fact that my grandpa, my dad's dad, who sadly passed away last year, himself managed to escape Poland just in the nick of time, ended up being deported to a Siberian prison camp, but thankfully that actually saved his life. It had a profound impact on me because I basically saw this miracle of Jewish history come to life. On the one hand, we're seeing all this mass destruction, but on the other hand, there was 50 young Jewish students alive, breathing, both literally but also metaphorically. We're still clinging to our values, clinging to our Jewish message and tradition and mission, and the miracle of Jewish history came to life. And so after that, I decided I really wanted to take an even deeper dive into things. So I spent a year studying in yeshiva in Israel to learn more and to understand more. Then I came back to London, and while I was in university, I've always felt this need to share, to articulate these ideas to others, both Jew and non-Jew. And I could see that social media was on the rise, and video content was a way in which you can really get to people. And so I thought that needs to be, I'm not just going to write another book. I'd much rather do something that's actually in the environment that especially young people are already in. So ended up with help and support of my parents and also others, when I was in my last year of college, launched something called JTV, which is an online Jewish channel, predominantly on YouTube, but we also do other social media.
By the way, sorry, I should do interject once. Oliver was speaking to the late, great Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks, and he asked him about this idea about setting up this social media channel. And he said, not only should you do it, you must do it.
He did. So I was just following orders to coin that he did say that, and he was one of our first guests actually. And the idea was, let's create a channel that has all kinds of content to do with current affairs, and maybe we'll do some cultural stuff and lighthearted stuff, but also, additionally in the mix, we'll talk about Jewish wisdom. We'll tackle the big questions, and we'll try and inspire people with Jewish wisdom, both Jew and non-Jew. And it's been going now for 8 years. There's been a rapid growth recently because
100,000 subscribers last week.
Wow!
There's been a huge. I've seen a huge uptick in engagement. A lot of Jews have woken up to their Jewishness recently.
Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.